Wow, it's so nice to see all you ladies here. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you all for coming. We appreciate it. Today we are proposing the Women's Sports Fairness Act. The act will specify that sports teams are designated for women and girls will not be open to people born as biological males. This requirement would extend to all public schools in Michigan. This would include secondary schools, high schools, colleges, and universities. We would also propose a civil remedy for female students whose opportunities are harmed by forced competition with biological men. After over 50 years of women struggling for equality, we stand here today to fight once again for fair treatment for women. As a mother of 4 girls, nothing infuriates me more than the prospect of my daughters losing their friends and their teammates losing opportunities in sports or otherwise because some radically progressive politicians decided one day that they should have to compete against biological men. It is really unconscionable that we would even have to have this discussion today, but we clearly do. The glass ceiling is being laid back into place by elitist liberals who are sacrificing our girls at the altar of trans ideology. Gretchen Whitmer should be ashamed of herself as someone who claims to care about women, her daughters specifically. Gretchen Whitmer has embraced the trans supremacist ideology, which dictates that individuals who are born as men can be allowed to compete against our daughters. Men and women are different biologically. It is both science, which they love so much, and common sense. We are not afraid to say it, and we're not afraid to do something about this. It is so dishonest for Gretchen Whitmer and her progressive allies to act like this doesn't hurt our daughters. It can rob them of so many opportunities. It robs them of their scholarships, their championships, and frankly, the feeling of being equal. If Gretchen Whitmer believes that biological men do not have an advantage over women in athletic competition, then she should say so. Come out and say what you believe, Gretchen. Stop dodging this subject. The fact is that Gretchen will not come out and stand for our women and girls. I will. Gretchen Whitmer will not admit that boys and girls are different, but I will. Gretchen Whitmer will not fight the Biden administration as it tries to force anti-woman gender ideology down our throats, but I will. Gretchen Whitmer will not stand up to the NCAA and other woke organizations that have abandoned our girls, but I will. Enough is enough. The days of gaslighting Michigan are over. The days of throwing our girls under the bus are over. We will demand fairness in women's sports. It will be the law of the land when I'm governor. Thank you for being here. Are we going to take a couple questions?
Time for a couple questions. So you guys just introduce yourself and say your station. Let's try to keep them on topic that we should first do.
Hi, yes, Andy from MERS News. What are your thoughts on girls joining boys sports?
We think that you need to compete with your gender. Yes, actually, we know that this has been going on for at least 5 years, and left-wing groups like the ACLU have helped the process of forcing girls to compete against biological boys. More importantly, we aren't going to pretend that we're blind to the radical agenda here. We've seen this in schools across Michigan. We've actually recently had a disc golf competition where the girls were finally, for the first time, the women were finally going to be paid in the competition the same as the men. And 2 men won the female competition. So this just recently happened. We have seen this. It is not fair. The women were so excited to finally be on the same level as men when it came to pay, and then 2 men won their competition.
I can send you the link for it.
WGVU NPR. I talked with the Michigan High School Athletic Association, and then he said, I'd love to know your response to this. They say that this will hurt girls in a way because it will eliminate them from being able to compete in sports programs that aren't offered to women, like wrestling or football. What is your response to that?
If we can create equal sports for men and women, then that's fine, but we are not going to have cross sex sports.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.